This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl, on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
Talking Heads with Naughty and MJ is brought to you by Burger King, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, KFC, Muffler World, Prince Masters, and Tropical Gyros.
I never ask you, not know when you tell me. I beg you.
Welcome to another Talking Heads here on Monday, June. Today is June 1st, isn't it? Today's the first day of the month, the first day of the hurricane season. So welcome. This is Burley in the house, filling in for Naughty, who's still a little bit under the weather. Spoke to him a little while ago. He's sounding a lot better. So hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. But happy to be here, happy to fill in, happy to be here with you. How's everybody doing? I want to hear from you today. We got the talk, so you got to become Talking Heads. There's only one way.
Here's how you can become a talking head, brought to you by BTC.
Simple. Pick up your phone, dial 323-6232, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4316, or 325-4259, 325-4259. In the family of violence, you can call me toll-free, 242-300-5720. That's 242-300-5720. And if you just want to text, fine, I'll read your texts. And it's powered by BTC, 422-4796, 422-4796. Talk to me, let me know how your weekend go, let me know what you're saying. But we always got to look at what's going on in the headlines.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
I swear we can't make this up. The Nassau Guardian headlines this morning. Government increases travel budget. OPM sees $230,000 increase in the travel budget. Wow. Halkitis brushes off calls for resignation. Escapee jailed for 2 years. Former TCI, Turks and Caicos Island Premier, Misick sentenced to 4 years after conviction on corruption charges. But that was something that was going on for some time. So you get 4 years and 26 days. Boy, I see it's in charges stemming from granting of hundreds of acres of crown land to developers. Boy, I remember a lot of Bahamians of Turks descent was running back to get property. Anyway, in the business section, IDB mortgage commitments for new homes down 30% from 2015 to 2025. The traditional lending requirements of financial institutions functions as a barrier to home ownership. It's too much to go to. It's a lot, and something has to be done with that. BNSI, February inflation up 2.7% year on year. Interesting. Opposition criticized discretionary rate provision in proposed seabed lease framework. And CLX opens new shipping routes via partnership with Miami-based Antillians. Interesting. The government wants to increase its travel budget. Now, the PM does not have a specific portfolio. So I would think that they're increasing this budget for him to do more, more networking with some foreign investors, and hopefully can bring some good foreign investment into the country to help boost the economy and help grow the economy. So maybe that's it. It'll be interesting to see. It says the government has increased its travel budget to $18.8 million in the upcoming fiscal year, up from the $15.3 million it allocated travel in 25-26. So again, I'm on $200K. Okay, the numbers were released last Wednesday as part of the government's budgetary exercise. The number shows increases in the travel budget of the Registrar General's Department, the Department of Land and Revenue, the Minister of National Security, the Department of Immigration and the Royal Bahamas Police Force and the Defense Force and the Post Office Department. Okay. All right. Okay, well, we'll see. We'll see how the money's spent. We'll see when the next big trip comes up. You know, is that fair? From $15 million to $18 million in increasing, but then they list a bunch of things. I mean, they did pledge to get the post office savings banks going properly, so maybe that's some money to go there. Immigration gets some money. I mean, maybe hopefully that's deportation or that's, I don't know. Police, which they do patrol a lot. Yeah. Well, let's see. Let's see what's going on there. I'm interested in this when it says mortgage commitments for new homes down 30%. That's a big drop because as you would think, kids. I mean, unless they're 15, that's 10. That's over a 10-year span. So kids who got out of school at 18 in 2015 would be 28 right now. So this is so 25 to 28. That's probably looking at getting married, getting first homes, and everybody's renting, I guess. But you got to go through the red tape, the paperwork, the bureaucracy. It does create a problem, and it is discouraging. It is. And how much money you got to come up with, so much amount of money you got to come up with, which I think could be a lot better done. I don't know. I ain't no face for buying no home or nothing right now, so I really don't know the process. But there's a lot of things that prohibit. Or is it that people just don't believe in buying homes anymore? Is it that they just into renting and renting or leasing or rent to own or something? Or is the traditional buying a home? Because you hear people talk and they say, I buying a house, buy one duplex so I can make some money. I don't know. Is that what it is? I don't know. Let's read this text and let me take that call. Text says, "Good day." This ain't naughty, but anyway, good day, naughty. I have treat for all PLP MPs. I want to carry them to Florida for lunch on Labor Day. Oh boy, I'm sure a lot of them can go. All right, but it is, I think this whole speculation of who is who and all that stuff. We just need to hurry, hope the Americans hurry move this thing forward and let's clear the air so we can get to know what's going on. We have a caller, Mr. Producer. Call you on the air. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm right here, my brother. What's up?
You're wrong, man. Hey, that's what you're wrong. People can't even rent no more. You gotta live in your mother's house until you were 65, 70. You have rent so expensive now. You have to have your churn inside your mother's house. You gotta live on mommy pension. You gotta drink up all the orange juice in mommy house, and you know how to get in there. No bills.
Rent is ridiculous.
Pearly, 18. You know what you get for $1,800? For $1,800, right? You get 4 roach, 4 rat, and probably 3 bullets in the front door for $1,800.
No man. You could get something for $1,800.
And they don't be efficiency.
No man, you could get a 2-bedroom for $1,800.
Oh, well.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can.
Well.
Huh? You can't get in Stapleton?
Well, you don't go Stapleton.
What's wrong with Stapleton? Stapleton's a good area.
Every day was Stapleton,
Sorry, so where?
You go from Seabreeze to Stapleton, anyway.
I used to live in Stapleton too.
Probably you forget about a month ago. You tell me, but the bullets was flying in Stapleton, But you get from being down.
I hear. I didn't say it was flying through. I said I could hear.
All right, then. So you see how I lie, right?
No. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but still, Stapleton's still all right. All right. So even though if you go Carmichael Road, you go out east. You go
out east.
So what you're saying is you being choosy where you to go, and where you want to go is where traffic is. There's no traffic. There's upscale. There's probably gated. Yeah, you can spend plenty of money for that.
Yeah, but Pearly, who won't get robbed and killed?
Yeah, but they ain't get robbed and killed, man. It ain't bad. It ain't that bad. It ain't bad. And you could from what I've seen, you could get killed in any area of Nassau. Because you did have murder and behind the gate before you had murder, so you can be killed anywhere. So it's I don't think that's an argument. There are some nice areas, decent areas that you could get a decent apartment for $1,500 to less than $2,000, 2-bedroom. Call you on the air.
Hey, Pearly, what's up?
Hi, Radio. How you doing?
Boy, I looked that one on that blow, eh?
Yeah, you did it. Yeah, I thought you was getting ready. I thought you went with the Spurs.
No, man, I was playing with OKC.
Okay.
Hey, Pearly, you find out who politician number one is?
No. I just said a couple minutes ago the Americans need to hurry move this case along. Let's get this out the way so we can move forward and progress.
So let me ask you a question, Pearly.
Uh-huh.
Man, if you say something is a witch hunt, that means you know something about the investigation, right?
Say it again. If I say something is a...
If you say something, if something happened like this, and you come out and say it's a witch hunt.
Oh, it's a witch hunt.
If you say it's a witch hunt,
Uh-huh.
that means you know something about the investigation,
Or
right?
are you hearing something and you're concerned?
Thank you very much. So
Yeah.
that's what the other fellow on the other show was saying. It's a witch hunt.
Oh,
So he's trying to shut up the listeners, muzzle the listeners, and he's trying to do some kind of damage control.
I don't
But I
understand.
just want him to know
Ah.
he ain't shutting nobody up.
Okay, well, I just trying to figure out how can a plane crash and this get fined and the person get hold is a witch hunt. You know, if you associated with a particular person, as you were trying to associate in the last general election, you was trying to associate a certain person because he owned a boat. It's basically that you're being duplicitous by saying this person should be held accountable, but when it comes out that you're on the ownership on the management or directorship or whatever of a company, questions have to be asked. That's only fair, isn't it? Caller, what you say?
Hey, Pearly, what's happening?
You don't think I'm being fair by saying you should be able to at least answer the questions?
Pearly, you have already said some of the things that I was thinking.
Okay.
First and foremost, I would be naive to think that the Bahamas government does not have an idea of who this politician number one can be. And it's kind of ironic that politician number one on a package was redacted by blocking out the potential name on there, which means that obviously that name was on the package for whom that money was supposed to be seconded to.
Okay.
So, I mean, in this day and age, with the level of thinking that the average Bahamian has in this country, despite the tactics that some of these pundits representing the political government or the opposition, the Bahamian people are now thinking people. We are now looking at this thing very analytical. And it is kind of, the only missing piece now is just to call the name of this person who these funds were really referred to.
Yeah.
We are no longer sleeping. We are now actually looking at these things, and we actually want the government to bring justice at the level that we want to see in this country, so we clear our names to be that we are a land of law and order. That's all I have to say on this. Thanks.
I hear you, my brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. He's right. And what this is doing is distracting everybody. Because you don't know what can be done progress-wise, I'm being real now, in the country, because you're too much calling things nothing burgers and saying it's a witch hunt and saying different things when you should be concentrating on the growth of the country and getting ready to tell this country how this budget is going to help us in this next year. In the same mode, it has the opposition coming at you asking these questions when they should be looking at the budget, trying to figure out if it's a good budget in their view. On the other hand, you got us on the talk shows talking about this all the time when we should probably be dissecting the budget and looking at what this government is going to do over the next year to live up to their slogan of choose progress, to make sure that this country is going to grow in the right way. So it's a big distraction. Caller, you on the air. How you do?
Hey, Captain Pearly.
Yes, sir.
What's happening?
Hey, right there, man. Hey, right there.
I hear we talking about this bitch hunt or whatever. But you know who doing the bitch hunt, eh?
I'm listening.
America doing it. It's Bahamian to do. It's America to do.
Why would they be interested in a witch hunt of the Bahamas?
No. I say so because, if this was a Bahamian thing to do, it might have gone away.
Probably.
Okay, now you see where he coming from.
Or just be sitting there forever and ever. I mean, as an investigation
Well,
of the police
nothing
getting
come
off.
out of it. You remember the incident a couple of years ago with the hotel and giving out citizenship and all that?
Oh, you mean when they allegedly found some people in the hotel out downtown?
Yeah.
And then nothing come out of that.
No, matter of fact, the fella stayed there and he's still going up higher.
And then the police get knocked down and no report on the investigation.
That's why I glad America handling this, and we have to wait on America.
Yeah.
They can say who is who. No, don't be worried. See, leave it up to these fellas here. Like I just repeat myself, it's going under the carpet.
Oh boy.
No integrity, nothing. They do whatever they want to do, and they see nothing wrong with it. Okay? So we can wait until that time come. And I heard the other day someone running on, but you got $30,000. You go to the bank with $5,000, they ask you where you get that from.
When you open your bank account, they ask you how much money you think you can deposit every month. You say, I can deposit $1,000. If you go with $1,500, they can question you.
Okay, so you go pull up there. So imagine a person with 30 grand cash. Huh?
He ain't saying you can't have it on you, because some people are able to do that, and a lot of people do that. But you got a particular name on it. You got a particular name on it on election day. It does wave a red flag. Let's be real. If that was anybody else, you'd be doing the same thing you're doing right now.
Yeah, but to have 30 grand, boy, that's a lot of on you.
Yeah, it is. I'm not saying you cannot have it on you, but it is a lot to have on you at that time. And if that was me, they'd say, look at Pearly gang go down there go. They would have been giving me the same ride they're giving this person.
Yeah, I tell you.
So let's be real about it. Let's be real about it, and let's face the music and deal with it.
That's a lot. That's a lot of money, and like I say, if I go to the bank and I show them I want to put up $5,000, they're gonna interrogate me.
Yeah, you got to fill out a form.
All right.
Go over what your limit is. You got to fill out a form and explain where that money come from.
Yeah, but we see what I don't like. Some people be like sweep things under the carpet, and that's why the corruption and what all these things will go on, to continue going on, because certain party does nothing about it. You know, so
all right.
I glad Uncle Sam them involved in this one, and they can talk when they want to talk. So tell them we can be speculating.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, brother. Text: the national debt is almost as much as the gap. We'll find out exactly how much the president GDP. The national debt was 11 point something billion. And the only thing growing is the politicians' income. The administration should triple their travel budget. This is what the Israelites voted for, those who stayed at home. Bite iron and catch hell. I'm not sorry for them at all. Pearly tell Guardian Radio ain't ZNS. We all free to our own opinions. We will want our government to do well as we should be able to benefit, but they have to clear all these cases with U.S. indictments up first. And you don't want the government to fail. You want the government to succeed, because if he succeeds, you succeed as a country and as a people. But if something wrong, I want to know what it is, and let's get the bad apples out so the rest of the apples too, and Bahamian way spoil. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Good afternoon, Mr. Burley. This is Concerned Citizen again.
How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good, but it's troubling for me as a concerned citizen.
Okay.
And as a person who consider myself an objective person.
Okay.
I am a citizen of this country, and I call the talk show to ask a pertinent question about the governance of this country. Why should I be labeled as evil or wicked, or this a witch hunt? What level of stupidity we have up to? I say that in reference to, because I was tempted to call the talk show the one before you.
Okay.
That is utter stupidity and ignorance that was portrayed on the show before you. If somebody called who is concerned about their country, and they need to know and focus on the current issues at hand. I am concerned about what is happening now. what has been happening before election, the troubling events that is disturbing the intelligent people of this country, the people who care about this country, the people who are true patriots of this country,
Yes.
and want to see it run right.
Yes, we do.
Okay, I don't care if they get paid to spread propaganda, but the fact is, it is, to me, Mr. God is a disgrace to this.
No, I can't let you say that. Can't let you do that. Can't let you, no, not that's my colleague. I can't allow that. All right. If you don't like his show, you don't have to listen. And I understand how you feel about it, but I can't let you talk about my colleague. I ain't gonna let you happen. That's my friend. Can't let you do that. No. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Hey, good afternoon, sir. And how are you today?
I'm good, my brother. What's up?
Fairly well. A couple of things. I would like to, in time, I'll get back to you, to dissect the budget, especially in the portion of the increased travel amount, that $80 million.
Okay.
I would also like to clarify a matter I mentioned too earlier. At one time, and I still believe, that the Prime Minister is a smart man.
Okay.
In terms of calling the election.
Okay.
But I don't want to cast any aspersion. What I'm really trying to say, he was smart in winning the election.
Okay.
You know, the campaign, the campaign was well orchestrated and all the rest of it.
Well, if I had that kind of money, mine would be, it was well orchestrated as well.
Pardon me, sir?
If I had that kind of money, mine would have been well orchestrated. If I was running the election, I had that kind of money.
Yeah, well, sorry that we have come, you know, that's the way of the world right now.
I know, I ain't knocking it. But let's put all, you know, I always say when you talk about something, don't sugarcoat it. Spend plenty of money, and because they had the money, they was able to get any and everything done, which was...
It showed a lot of unity. It showed a lot of unity, you know, the Prime Minister sits behind all his candidates and all that. It showed a lot of unity. And so
all right, gotcha.
And I would also say, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm listening.
I will also say that the F&M forsook it's faithful. So
they did what? The F&M did what?
They forsook and they ignored.
They ignored their
supporters.
They did?
Right.
In which way? In which way?
Yeah, definitely. Supporters of many years gone by, decades and so on. So they thought that they had those in the bag, you know.
You think so? But but how? I mean, to justify it now, you can't make that statement if you can't. You got to let me know how you know that now.
I get you really want to know?
Yeah.
Okay, let me give you an example.
Okay.
I know a faithful F&M voter, right, who will walk miles to go to rallies and all, and I've always voted for F&M.
Okay.
And that person approached the office of the chairman of the F&M to share some information.
The office where? In Elizabeth or being in Bamboo Town?
At Bamboo Town, but he's still the chairman, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Person left a name, number, all the contact information. And you know, the chairman didn't respond to the person, didn't acknowledge the person.
Okay.
Right? And as a result, well, not as a result, but I am reliably informed that that person voted against the F&M.
Okay, so let me ask you one question.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody ever call you and you forget to call them back?
Yeah, but
when we judge a whole vote on this one thing, that tells me.
You see,
let me just finish. I let you talk. Wait, hold on now. I allow you to talk, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So now it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So all I'm saying is, that faithful a member, and you that well known, and if you come one time and you hear from them, because you've been in that party long, you should be able to come back and say, "Hey, bro, I ain't hear from you," before you get mad because I ain't called you this time.
No. Well,
that's petty. That's dead petty.
No, not at all.
Why it ain't petty? Because you mad at me, you vote against me, you put the whole country risk because one time I ain't called you back?
Well, one.
Did you call several times, or did you come one time and I ain't call you back? You vex, puff up, and mad.
No. One person and one vote alone.
I ain't disputing that, but you gave me an example, and I tell you that's right, if they turn their vote on that, they know they was never a supporter of that party. They only talking.
No.
They only talk because I know people who are diehard PLPs who are diehard FNMs and call their people and they hear back and they ain't get vexed and say, I ain't voting for you no more. Then because they die hard, they might have been vexed. And I had people where I support, and they make me vexed, but that didn't cause me change my talk against a whole party because one man didn't call me back. If that was that hard a deal, you should have gone on Marquis Street.
No, you see,
that's petty. That's petty.
We have a situation of top down or bottom up, and the time of persons running behind leaders is over and gone.
And the time of leaders kissing butt is gone too, because you got 200,000 voters. I can't talk to 200,000. If you can't understand that, something wrong.
Yes.
Something dead wrong. If you can't understand, I can't talk to 200. If I can't talk to 7,000 voters, something wrong.
Let me put another spin on it differently now.
All right.
No. Do you think, that what we know now, we knew a lot of things. People thought that the government would have changed and the rest of it, right?
Okay.
Or had a feeling that it might have.
Okay.
But now that what has been exposed.
Exposed, or what happened?
Persons would have voted the same way, so to speak. If you know then what you know now.
I don't know.
Do you think
some people next week. You might have had some people knew what they had, but you know now back then some more people may have come out to vote. You never know, but that you can't. You don't know. It finished.
Okay.
All right. I got to run because I got another call on the line. Okay. That was very interesting. Very, very. Good afternoon, Collie on there. How you doing?
Good afternoon. Going back to this plane crash, I watched a clipping on the U.S. News last night. Just let me repeat what I said, and you can have an open discussion. The flight from Abaco to Freeport is supposed to be 20 minutes. The pilot is a renowned pilot, very experienced. He lost his engine, but he lost his engine where the visual flying is some of the best in the world. If he was going from Abaco to Grand Bahama, even with the loss of engine, how did he get heading into Melbourne? How is it that he landed in U.S. water? And at that same day, there was much ado about this being an election day, but at that same day, the U.S. had a rescue operation.
Yeah, everything was very coincidental. I've heard all that.
And within 15 minutes, they were able to rescue the downed aircraft. One of the rescuers said that was the first time in her life that a downed aircraft, the way that went down, everyone was safe. Further,
well, she must have been in a couple of crashes before. I didn't know that.
I'm just giving you the facts. Further, the rescue helicopter had 5 minutes of fuel left to complete the rescue. Now, there has been a talk in this town about Freedom of Information Act. America has a Freedom of Information Act. And every news agency in America has used the Freedom of Information Act to get what they want. Why is it that the Americans said what's that word, retracted?
Redacted.
Whatever the adjective
that's when
is.
you put one black ink across it.
Yeah, I understand the physical part of it. But how come no news agency, how come Her Majesty's Loyal Opposition, who is a stinkster for freedom of information, how come no one has asked the Americans to release that? Further.
Well, see, you got what you ain't hear from what you hear. That has been asked on more than one occasion. That has been asked by the leader of the opposition on more than one occasion. Who is it? So I can't let you say that.
I'm
see,
saying,
you say you're talking
know.
facts. I don't know because you maybe see it or you ain't paying attention.
Okay.
But it's out there.
And so what I'm saying is, with all of this going on, so if the Americans, and then what
I gotta rush you because I gotta run to break. So I gotta rush you on a little bit. Sorry, buddy, because I gotta go to break. So get the point from a quick.
I will sit back and listen to hear what happens when you come back.
All right, my
but thank
brother.
you for taking my call.
No problem. I appreciate you. Caller, don't go nowhere. We're coming right back to you. This is Pearly filling in for Naughty here on Talking Heads, Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. We'll be right back after these quick messages.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new Barbecue Rap Star. We're talking a juicy chicken breast filet, fried to golden crisp perfection, covered in sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, topped with cheese, then wrapped in a delicious toasted tortilla with flavor in every bite. Go spicy or keep it original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new Barbecue Rap Star is the star of the menu at KFC Nassau. Get yours today at any KFC Nassau location.
Some medical facilities pride themselves on offering multiple services. At Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center, imaging is what we do. Same goes for imaging at Grosvenor. Whether you need an X-ray, mammogram, CAT scan, or ultrasound, we have a team of board-certified radiologists on staff, on site, each with their own area of expertise. Results are submitted to your doctor within 24 hours. Call 328-8157 to schedule an appointment at Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center or Imaging at Grosvenor today.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
How often should you change your oil in your car? Every 3,000 miles or 3 months? Definitely by the time the light come on. A car needs oil just like we all need water. Let Muffler World change your oil and oil filters to help you keep your ride on the road. Regular oil changes will save your car's engine. Stop by Muffler World on Mackey Street or Robinson Road to have your car's oil changed in no time flat. Muffler World on Mackey Street is open on Saturdays 8 to noon.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Nice say he that keepeth his mouth, you know. They shall belong God. I never ask you, nothing when you tell me. I beg you daily to cease and still you keep talking. Me granny tell me from your little baby, he that keep.
And we're back here on Talking Heads here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. This Pearly filling in for Naughty. All right, get well, Naughty. Get well, Naughty. Caller, you are on the air. How you doing? How you doing, caller? Go ahead.
Good show, man.
Thank you, brother. What's up?
You know, the caller, the previous caller.
Baby, this the dude who's eating my donuts?
Yeah.
How you doing?
He is. He's just trying to avoid the conversation.
Okay.
Right. My thing is, right, you have $30,000 flying around on an election day, and you also had a envelope with a member of parliament name on it, right?
With a politician. Let's say at the time that was just a politician.
What's that?
It's a member of parliament. It was a politician.
He was a politician.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
All right. Sorry. And nothing was said. Everybody tried to flip the switch. You know, I think the name needs to be called, whoever it is, and let it fall where it may.
Let the chips fall where they may. And you know what? At some point, the name will be called. At some point, all this can open out. You know, what you do in the dark come into the light. At some point, it all can come out into the light, and we'll see. We as Bahamians, we like wait. We anxious. We want it now.
Yeah.
And I think what we need to do as Bahamians, we need to pressure them. If we have to close down Parliament, close it down.
But Bahamians think you do that. They expect the opposition to do that. Then if they come out with the opposition, people think they side. And this ain't about the opposition. And this is about the Bahamas and our integrity and our sovereignty. This is that about.
Yeah. Because this whole thing is messing with the integrity
Yes.
of the Bahamians.
Yes.
Right? Everybody looking at us as drug dealers. You know what I mean? And that's not a good image to have.
No, we need to.
I have a problem with that.
I have a problem with that as well.
Yes. I really
appreciate your call, brother. Take time. Let me read this couple of texts before I take this next call. It's terrible for school children when the radio station is being used to call wrong right just to politically protect certain people. Mr. Pearls, you know this budget ain't have anything to give the average Bahamian. We choose progress for a few. The vast majority of us going to struggle to make ends meet. Well, let's wait and see. It sounded good. If that caller thinks the PM is a smart man, then he hasn't read the Tribune today. Pearly, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. We will continue to call out politician number one while focusing on the budget and other majority issues in the country. I hope so. Hey, Pearly, how are you? I'm good. This is Miss Butler. Please tell the caller, don't come for God like that. His opinion is his opinion, and he's entitled to his own opinion. Just like he's entitled to his own opinion, God is too. You were right to cut him. God has his right to talk, and I may not agree with God, and God may not agree with me, but that don't tell him he can't say what he has to say. And I always support him in saying what he has to say, whether I agree with it or not. That's his right. He's on this show to bring some intelligent conversation. He does that very well. So if you don't like what he say, then you can't be vaccinated. Everybody can be on one side of the ship, you know. Hey, Pearly, this is some progress. Everyday power outage just gone off 5 minutes ago. Oh, my goodness. Caller, you are on the air. How you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Okay. Listening to your show. I think one of your callers called in a little bit back, and they indicated that the PLP was quite together during the election. Am I right?
He said they showed unity, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I have a different view on that.
Okay.
In that when I listened to another talk show, they were giving away some vouchers or whatever the case may be. And the vouchers were up for a particular grouping, for a particular constituency with a particular candidate. And they gave one of two of them away to other persons in other constituencies, but the rest was just for that candidate.
Okay.
And somebody called in and they were like, I am Angliston. And it was like, sorry, but this for so-and-so. This is like somebody in command, so you can't.
Okay.
But I felt really bad because, like, to me, at that point, I had thought that the PLP was just for every Bahamian, when you live here, PLP local if you, so it didn't matter. So for that person to get that feeling like, hey, if I said I was an Angliston, then it should have made a difference. Because, hey, this Glennis people, we have the same party. And for them to be turned on, it didn't indicate to me that they were together. So that made me look at them a little sideways, like, why are you all, acting like this now?
Yeah, but it might have been particular that person worrying about winning their seat and dealing with their constituency.
But you can't be together if you just went and worrying about your seat. You trying to win the election, or you just focus on you.
Well,
you together.
Okay, I got you. All right.
Okay, now the other thing is now you would have said, I think the person would have also said in terms of people, candidates being in touch with their constituents and, number of candidates this lap. I kind of share a similar concern because I noticed that candidates, straight across the board, most of them did not put up a telephone number, email address, nothing on the posters. It was just their picture, look at me, love me, vote for me, that's it. I don't care if you can't reach me. I don't care if you can't contact me. Just have a post up. I don't get that.
Well, it traditionally has never been done like put up on...
I understand traditionally, but that doesn't make it right.
But what I know a number of them did was two things. Not to cut you off, but two things I know a number of things. What they did. A, they put a big billboard outside their headquarters, and on that billboard or that signage was phone numbers. They also had Facebook pages with phone numbers and Instagram pages. So I think they did it differently in terms of not putting it on the big billboards, but put it on the billboard in front of the headquarters as well as on their social media platforms.
But I think moving forward, they
Uh-huh.
need to look at making some adjustments with communication, because I think if you communicate, even if you have a WhatsApp thing going on throughout the 4-year, 5-year period, when it comes to election, you don't have to work as hard. You don't even have to do as much. People feel like, okay, you came here and I missed you, I never saw you or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I could always just message to you. I could always say something to you. We keep in touch. But election is over. It's like everybody has disappeared. Like, we don't care about you no more because the election is over.
I gave
So
you vote.
I just feel like the communication and keeping in touch, how are you going to represent somebody? How you know what the community is feeling if you have no way of keeping in touch?
Now, I can give them some credit, yeah, and I hear your point. Most of the members of parliament on both sides, the PLP and the FNM, had, and some still, I hope they do, but I know the last 5 years had WhatsApp chats for their constituencies, the St. Anne's constituency, the Anglican constituency, the Fort Charlotte. They had chats there. Now, if it was one-sided in terms because it was a PLP or an FNM member, parliament may have been one-sided in terms of the chat, but I know they did have that. I do know that most members of parliament have office hours because the government pays them money to have a constituency office. So I agree with you that it probably needs to increase, but the question is, how many of them done changed their cell phone numbers since May 12th?
That's it. But the thing about that makes you work harder because now you want to wait until election again to start talking to us, and then you want to know why people don't vote because you don't care about me when it comes to election.
Well,
you have no clue of what my concerns have been for 4 years. I might have just had one concern.
Yeah, that's true.
And you could have dealt with that.
Yeah.
Now you want to wait until election to ask me what my concerns are.
See,
it says that, hey, I only want you, and then you get mad at me when I look at you and I say I only want you for what you could give me.
Yeah.
But then there's some persons who don't even care what you can give me.
Yeah, and I
there's some
hear you.
persons who are and I think that's where a lot of persons, like the PLP probably would have won because a number of persons are like, okay, you could give me $200, I fine, I'll vote for you. And then there's some persons who don't care about your $200. They want to see change.
Yeah.
And so if you're not communicating that, then you don't know who you're pushing toward, which group of persons you're trying to reach.
And
because
I hear
you're not keeping in touch with people.
And I hear you, but you know, when you run a campaign and them fellas were spending money like crazy, every time you see, you put your hand in your pocket. So now, I ain't got that kind of money no more to be giving away like that. So I got to change the numbers and regroup.
And that's all. That's COI. That's the PLP. That's FNM.
Yeah.
Everybody has to regroup because I tell you, in my household, the money, the all the stuff, all the campaign stuff, all the rallies and stuff, it was not an issue for them. They were just totally not interested.
I got you.
And so if you were building, now what I'm noticing is they're listening to the budget debate. They're listening to Jerome Sawyer talk about, okay, what does the budget debate mean? So now that people are trying to say, okay, let me tune in, let me figure it out, let me see what's going on, I think they can't drop the ball right now. They can't figure that election is over and the work is done. We don't have to check right now. We could wait. Because like even in some areas, some candidates came late.
Yeah.
So you had no way of bonding with them. They had good messages, but then another problem I found is that their message did not coincide with the leader's message. And so I love your message, but your leader ain't saying the same thing that you're saying. I wish you would get that message to him so that he could present that, and it would be wonderful.
Gotcha.
But some work needs to be done. They can't drop the ball. They may think it's over. They may be resting. They may be sleeping. You got to wake up. This is June. Wake up and keep, even if you move in small portions, if you just let people continue to feel you throughout the 4 or 5 years.
Gotcha.
And that's PLP, FNM, and COI. No bias to none of them.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wonderful. Call you on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Purley.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. A few calls back, right?
Uh-huh.
I heard he spoke about what the FNM should have done. Look, I just simply have a problem with anyone trying to tell the FNM what they should have done, especially if you ain't no Bahamian, okay? Let the FNM iron out their poll.
Okay.
But the thing about it is, that gentleman calls every show, every day. He has made it clear that the government now in power is his government. Because I heard him say himself, he's proud of this government. That's his right.
Okay.
That's his right.
Yeah. He probably has Bahamian citizenship.
So you saying?
Uh-huh.
I think you need to know when to take her out.
When to hold them, when to fold them, when to walk away.
listen, Mr. Pearly.
Uh-huh.
Let me tell you something. No matter what I think of America and their politics and their government, once you see me go to the airport and I cross that yellow line, I keep my big mouth shut.
Okay.
That's what I do. I think some people get a little above their pay grade.
I got you. They let the Christmas bonus thing. There's plenty. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Yeah, what's going on, Burley?
Hey, Papi, what's happening?
Man, everything's safe. Hey, I guess I'm saying to those who say that the America got corrupt politicians, UK got corrupt politicians, Europe got corrupt, China get. But I watch news and things, man. Those countries, you see politicians them and things going to jail.
Yeah.
They just go to jail.
Yeah.
You see congressmen, administrators, mayors, all them go to jail. Now, the last time a politician gone to jail in the Bahamas was what, 1940 or something like that? 1970 something, right? Willie Moss or whatever.
Yeah, Wilbur.
A magistrate or whatever.
Yeah. But,
So
yeah.
you would tell me now, from 67 to now, our record was streaky clean. No politicians, them and thing was accused for malfeasance, misappropriating funds and things. Say that none of that. We had a lot of politicians gone to the court.
Yeah.
But they won their cases.
And somehow they win
and
their
they
cases,
sued the
right?
government and all.
And get some money.
And get some money. But look at Takes and Cakers. You even have a former premier. Guess
Well, that took- but that did take-
But the Bahamas, look at the Bahamas record.
That did take a long time, though. I thought that was finished.
Yeah, but then even when we do put politicians before the court, look how long it takes.
Yeah.
How long Gibson cases going on?
Almost 5 years now.
Michael Johnson case, how long that's going on? So tell them stop using example to Europe and the United States. 'Cause them things don't take that long with them people.
Let's sweep our door first.
Right.
Let's
Please
sweep our-
get down to the problem, and like you say, let the chips fall where they may, and then if you find guilty, you'll do your time. But over here, we can't be for the last 60 years that clean.
But what I
There's
find-
no politician
For real.
eligible. Check our record.
Yeah, I know.
We must be 0-35 against politicians. The Attorney General. Must be 0-35. All right, boys.
All right, brother. But what I find interesting is when people say, oh, America got corrupt, so what, that means that right for us to have it? We falling behind them that you saying because you telling me they have corrupt politicians justifies us having it? No, sir. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Yes, good afternoon.
What up?
I heard you said that, how we are a nation that strives for justice and
I said
stuff
that?
like that.
I said that?
I think so.
Okay.
But I would like to remind the Bahamian people, even
Uh-huh.
though we require justice to be done,
Yeah.
we also have in our laws that everybody is so innocent
Yeah, understood.
until proven guilty. We
Yeah.
should not go and call people names. We should not go and corrupt anybody inside our government. It's our government. We shouldn't call any names for that, but we have a right to demand that we want justice to be done and to be seen. All right?
Yeah. And I think that's part of the reason why the name is redacted, because he's innocent until proven guilty, and until everything falls out, you got to protect that name, because you can come back and say he innocent, and you done ruin the name. So I agree with you.
And we need to look at that as Bahamians. We need to stop. We need to hold our constitution higher than rumors and gossip.
Gotcha.
All right?
Okay.
Our constitution, we need to go by what our constitution says inside the law concerning us, because our constitution is there to not only to protect us, but to protect everybody.
Yeah.
It's not biased. Okay? It's there to speak for every human being that touches foot on our land and waters. And that's how high we need to hold our constitution.
Yes, we do.
Because one day we might be in the forefront and people might be calling us something, and we're not totally innocent, even though we might look like be innocent.
Well, I hear some things say but me.
Pardon me?
I can tell you some things some people say but me. When voice note the other day, people say something but me, boy. But I say, you know what? I can lead them to God.
And you know what? I give my hats off to the people that are empowering our government, because you know how you have to keep a straight head and focus, regardless of how bad people talking about you and your own people.
Yeah.
It's talking bad, but you know how hard you have to, how focused you have to be. and staying focused to whatever you promise your people, even though they're talking bad about you, some of them,
Yeah. But
even
if
though
you
they're
ain't,
calling your names.
if you ain't doing nothing
You have to-
wrong, you should be able
you
to
have to be
sleep. You should be able to
You
sleep
have to be
good.
you have to be a humble person to stay focused.
Yeah.
Because if it's with some of us who people talk bad to, we ready. I see how some behemoths just get up on social media and start cussing people out,
Yeah.
and they'll do this and do this.
Yeah,
Thank God we have a humble leader.
I gotta run. They tell me my time up. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate that. Well, if these two callers, if y'all hang on, right after the news, I'll take your calls before we get into the sports, because I am out of time and my producer look at me with this ugly face. It's not ugly anyway, but I mean, the way it gets screwed up, it's even worse. So I gotta go. You gotta go take a break, get to the news. This is Pearly here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. It's the Talking Heads Monday, filling in for Naughty. Hope you feel well, so Naughty, but call us. Please don't go nowhere. I'll be taking calls after the news break. It might be a little bit. If you want to hang up and call back, that's fine with me. And we'll be back shortly.
Try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers. For window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape, a Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more. There's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new Barbecue Rap Star. We're talking a juicy chicken breast filet, fried to golden crisp perfection, covered in sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, topped with cheese, then wrapped in a delicious toasted tortilla with flavor in every bite. Go spicy or keep it original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new Barbecue Rap Star is the star of the menu at KFC Nassau. Get yours today at any KFC Nassau location.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty, hosted by Earl the Pearl. On Guardian Radio 96.9 FM.
Nice say he that keepeth his mouth, you know. They shall belong God.
And we're back. Another Talking Heads Monday here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. I got a couple of calls there coming to y'all right now. Let me just try to run through these texts quickly. You know the situation with the plane crash. God had it so. Oh boy, here we go. Dave also talked about the white. He need to. Did you hear the political prostitute over the weekend on WhatsApp chat, who they call Dave Major? He had a lot of bad things to say about you, Naughty, and his wife. I'm so glad he's not able to call this radio. Dave also talked. I heard it, but he ain't man enough to come say that to my face. Pearly, I heard it took 5 hours before the crash victims were rescued. There was a long time. They weren't rescued in 5. To the caller set up, manufactured plan, it does not matter if Viagra Gardner wasn't mixed up in whatever the prosecutors have on the videotape. He'd be right back in Bahamas with the other rescued passengers. Hey, Curly, it's Pearly. I was 1 year ahead of you at SAC. I heard the politician, Colby, we don't know who the politicians are. That's rumors. We have to wait till the Americans tell us who is who. How can the country progress under a corrupt administration? We need to stop talking fool in this country. Okay. Caller, you are on the air.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. I'm back.
Yes, sir.
I've been on Guardian Radio since Shanique Williams was on the conversation.
Uh-huh.
I'm a fully blood Bahamian. Now let's get back to the matter.
Okay.
When I called earlier, I wanted to talk about the housing situation. $1,800 to rent a two-bedroom was $450 in the 1990s.
Yeah.
The maths for the increase, no salary has increased that many folds
No.
since then.
No.
Okay. So looking at everything all together, there is something that we need to look into. Now, first of all, our Prime Minister, Hubert Alexander, was once a PLP.
Okay.
He is a Bahamian.
Yes.
A Bahamian has a right to applaud, to celebrate the PLP or the FNM at any different point in time.
Yes.
So, and no more. But I am Randolph Bowling, the teacher,
Okay.
an educator for many, many years who has taught Bahamians at the college level, abroad and locally, right?
Yes, sir.
Who call me professor
Yes, sir.
and who know who I am.
Okay.
So I am not hiding behind text or hiding behind and lambasting this one or the other person. I call a spade a spade. When they spoke about the Prime Minister's wife being a Trinidadian, I said, don't go there. And if they were to do something about another person, I would say the same thing, don't go there.
Okay. Fair
So
enough.
that's all I would say for now.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, brother. Okay. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Good afternoon, Soldier.
Hey, Soldier. What's happening?
The turning point.
What's up?
You know, I hear people saying freedom of speech is freedom of speech. But I want people to know freedom of speech is not freedom of speech when you're talking the truth. A couple of years ago, I did a meeting with IRCA. And IRCA said, whenever you quote any source, make sure that source is telling the truth.
Yeah.
If that source is not telling the truth, whatever you quote, the person you're quoting about have the right to sue the source and you.
Yeah.
So people don't understand how they say, you know, my heart is so broken, soldiers, as I see all that is taking place here. So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
If my name, Paul Miller, was on the envelope with our dear friend,
Uh-huh.
that mean me and him connected?
I would question why he would have an envelope with your name on it.
I mean, okay, you know, what I do, we take donations.
Okay.
So if you have a donation for me, that mean me and him connected?
Well, why would he have a donation for you if you're all in connected?
No, okay. If you have a promo, someplace I won't say it because you ain't paying for that.
Okay.
That we get donations and you can call my number at 3, but I'm not going to give my number either.
Uh-huh.
You call my number and people give donations. So we got to be very, very, you know, my mom.
No, I see where you're trying to go with this, and I don't have a problem with where you're trying to go, you know, but all I'm saying is, I see you trying to, what you're doing, and fair enough, you good try. But the bottom line is, he had an envelope in his hand with the man name on the election date. That is a red flag, and that warrants a question being asked. I'm not accusing you, just asking a question.
Yeah, but suppose it's not a red flag.
It should be.
Why?
Why would a person have a big check in their hand and you can't question them why?
No,
for anybody, doesn't matter who it's for. Just for anybody.
But
on election day, and on election day, and the person was accused of certain things, that's a question. That is a red flag, and whether it's a warranted red flag or not, it's a red flag that you have to ask the question to clear it up as you should go to a green flag. Simple.
Rightly, I have no problem with that.
Okay.
But the problem is people are jumping the gun when they should not jump the gun.
That's I know them long time. Them people is mine.
That's why I said that freedom of speech is not really freedom of speech. How you all look at it.
With freedom of speech comes great responsibility.
Amen.
All right,
you see, my mom taught me something. I was going to say, Paul's silence is golden.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm so happy she taught me that.
Yes,
because I often tell people, if I got to make my friend who the talk show to look bad to make me look good, I can stay looking bad.
I understand. And I do appreciate it, my brother. Take care. Call you on there. How you doing?
Hey, Pearly. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to the nation.
Good afternoon.
Pearly, what is a red flag to me is a boat belonging to a former member of Parliament, cabinet minister.
Okay.
In the U.S., loaded with drugs.
Okay.
Okay, that is a red flag to me. But nobody is talking about that red flag.
That finish.
Red flag.
First of all, that finish. Let me say that finish. That person lost the election. That finish. That done. That done. It's been the Americans.
Okay, so
hold on. Let me finish. Hold on a minute. Just hold on a minute, brother. When the investigation from the Americans come back and say A, B, and C, then we know what is what. As I've been saying, when the investigations for politicians, the one come back A, B, and C, we'll see know what is what. I've been not advocating for speculation, but for information to come out.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Okay.
But anyhow, on a second note, the young lady sometime back who called just before the news, she was running around with a bunch of stuff, right?
She had some things she wanted to say. That's all right.
She was running on. It does not apply to the PLP because the PLP has been saying thank you to the Bahamian people from day one. They've been having parties. They've been saying thank you to the people and everything. All of their headquarters are opening. I just passed my school is wide open with all kind of cars around it and everything. But every F&M headquarters you pass,
they get beat. They lost, so the headquarters closed.
So what they were trying to use the people then?
No, maybe they will. Maybe after then regroup, they'll reopen. But you don't have to be open because you're the member of parliament. You get and you get. Hold on, let me finish. Hold on a minute, let me finish. You get a constituency allowance to pay for that to stay open. The F&M loser does not. So maybe they have to regroup on their finances and see what they can do. That don't mean because their headquarters ain't open, they don't care. Come on, man. You're bigger than that, man. Got to be bigger than that. Got to be bigger than that. Call you on the air. How you doing?
Yes. Hey, Pearly.
You got the last say, my brother.
Yeah, these people just amaze me, right? Okay, I want to talk directly to the Marvin Dames, right? I want to show them. I understand. Trust me, I know the PLP, okay? I know what they offer is considered intellectually anemic, opaque, vacuous, and sterile, dressed up through intellectual masking, buried in intellectual obsecration.
But you just got over my head and all this now.
Indulged as an intellectual masturbation and paraded before the public in linguistic contortionism and verbal gymnastics. See, this is what I want to see. And let me give my credit to Naughty, because I put a post out, say, political talking heads. Now, I just want Naughty to know, in the same way people say family for our foreigners and etc. And 5-year celebrity, Naughty, when you create something that becomes
a Pearly you're talking to now. You're talking to Pearly.
No, I'm talking to Naughty.
Oh, you said that because he's listening. Okay, all right.
I'm saying to you, when you create something that becomes part of culture, it becomes a language of the people. So I ain't take nothing from you. Let's discuss it. So I'm just simply saying is that I ain't afraid of no political talking heads because I know who they are. And their job now, I understand they're trying, you got some people auditioning saying that they could match me intellectually. These guys were drowned in a spoonful of my thought. Okay? So I just let them know, do not audition by begging the party saying you could come for me. Why don't you come for me, beat me, and they'll hire you on the spot?
Well, if that person is putting that out there, then they should call you.
It's multiple person because, see, the PLP knows that the policies and positions that put forward by Michael Pintard, you guys are talking about the House. Right now, the PLP knows that Michael Pintard's policy of housing will solve that same problem they talked about. But this is where you have immature democracies, right? Where because it will come from him and 20, 30, 40,000 people will get housing, you would assume that they will give him credit. So that's, see, there you go, something Michael had recommended. Wow. So this is why we abandon ideas unless they could dress it up and claim it as theirs. But let me go back to Marvin Dames, right? The person ended up in the United States, and we will wait on the United States, right? Yes. I know we asking for people. The United States makes the decision of the violation of their laws, and they will come for whoever.
Yes.
In the same capacity, the United States has an interest in this trafficking groups of tons of cocaine to our country that is facilitated. Listen to what the report said. No one person. It's facilitated, they said, by defense force officers, by police officers, by politicians and senior people of government. These are all plural. You know, one person, two person running no multi-ton drugs, money laundering, and all that stuff to the Bahamas. This is an organized crime group regardless of where they work or the titles they work at. And this is what we are saying. We are now asking, from a country perspective, we don't care who you are. We hope you all go to prison. We'll write letters to you. We're saying, though, but as a country, that is what we're seeking to protect. We know what happened to us in the 80s.
Yeah.
We're trying, in this new dispensation, as we move into the new rules of development, we cannot afford to go in the room with doubt. And so we're saying we want clarity on what is going on within governance. And even as we go forward, every single day, what you did in the past, we are simply saying, not the FNM, right-thinking behemoths are now beginning to see more than they see. See, this election is more than it is about winning. Now behemoths will govern from behind if we have to. And that is the concern that the Progressive Liberal Party has, is that now more people are watching. Think about it. Think about this, Pearlie. All of a sudden, every single day, the guys who won the election is still trying to spend every hour of the day to tell you the FNM is bad.
Yeah, I see that.
Don't they realize they won the election?
You won.
That
Govern
they have
now.
governance, the key to the House for the 5 years?
Govern.
Why are you still spending so much time, effort, and resources to say, we want to do this? No, guys, I know you all can't think except for what is told you because you're all repeating the same thing verbatim for each you across on social media, on the radios. Go relax yourself and tell your bosses you need something to do while they govern. And the FNM and all right-thinking behemoths, including PLPs, will move to hold their government accountable. And the voice of the people in Parliament is His Majesty, official opposition, not the voice of Michael Pintard or the FNM. It is the voice of the people. So don't try to convince us that is the FNM against the PLP in the House of Assembly. It is the members of Parliament in the House of Assembly. Okay? They just happen to drive the FNM bus or the PLP bus into Parliament. But you are representatives of the people, and we're going to hold all 41 of you, plus the 16 senators, accountable.
Yeah.
That's the new reality that they must get used to. So, gentlemen, go back to the table, sit on the little stools. This is bigger than you talking heads.
Yeah.
No, especially Naughty. This is bigger than the little talking heads. You got the big talking heads. I'm simply saying, hey, guys, let me say this. Welcome to the future, gentlemen. We have been expecting you.
All right. Thank you, my brother. I know one thing. Marvin Daines has been traveling back and forth to the United States before the election and after the election. So I don't know. And we'll take a quick break. When we get back, Stat Boy will be in the house. We'll talk sports. We get into today in sports history. This is Pearlie with Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM, a Talking Heads Monday. Oh, it's hot. It's been hot. We'll be right back.
From your little baby, he that keep at his mouth shall stay out of problem.
Turn a trip to Burger King Nassau into a galactic adventure with the Mondo and Grogu Whopper Combo, featuring special shake fries. Whether you're a bounty hunter in training or just here for your way, Burger King Nassau has everything Mandalorian and Grogu related you could want. Grab the toys, the mugs, the crowns, and your crew, and head on down to BK and celebrate the Mandalorian and Grogu adventure with Burger King Nassau. This is the way.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. You will find what you're looking for among the growing collection of classic and trendy styles with new arrivals every week. John's covers the whole family and has great prices, helpful and friendly customer service. Your experience shopping with us will be time well spent. Shop with us online at www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances, so come on into John's, located on Rosetta Street in Palmdale and Carmichael Road West. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Now I say he that keep at his mouth, you know, they shall belong God.
And welcome back to Talking Heads Monday here on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM. Just before we get into today in sports history, let me read these texts quick and then we get right into today in sports history. Severant Road, still what's happening on Severant Road, still what's happening WhatsApping and on the ground in Tall Pines. Great job. What it says here. Pearlie, I would like for the opposition to hold the government foot to the fire. I need them to stick on Sabas and Miss Bryce. They was not that. They fixed that for Sabas, not Miss Bryce. She would never have gotten the post. Pearlie, in the next 5 years, the candidates will do the same. Give them money because they are gullible. Hey, Pearlie. Hello, Pearlie. Communication is paramount. Represent citizens of the Bahamas. Year-round contacts are very important. So citizens deserve better. Money satisfied for the very short time. Consistent contact is very paramount, and the F&M under Mr. Point a need for better. Let's see what we got here. Good day, Pearlie. Good show as usual. The caller who talked about Garth and the other who made reference to the show on Conversation was disingenuous on their comments because he did not say that the events of what was going on. And he was referring to the fact that persons keep looking for negativity to make the government look bad just because it's not their party. Fair enough. Everyone sentencing in the court of Nassau is a big joke, and the poor man sucking salt. It says, as relates to our Constitution, it exists only if you are willing to fight to uphold it, not just calling these shows talking BS about Constitution. I guess that's it. Thank you so much. There's one or two more I'll try to get to later if I can, but I need to get today in sports history. Today in sports history, today is Monday, June 1st, 2026. In 1923, the New York Giants beat the Philadelphia Phillies 22-8. The Giants scored in every inning of the game. In 1925, Lou Gehrig began a streak of playing in 2,130 consecutive baseball games. The streak ended on May 2nd, 1939. In 1938, baseball helmets were worn for the first time. In 1991, Mel Ott hit the 400 home run of his career. He also drove in his 1,500th career run. In 1957, in Stockton, California, Don Bowden became the first American to break the 4-minute mile, 3 minutes 58.7 seconds. In 1975, Nolan Ryan pitched his fourth career no-hitter in his 100 career career victory. In 1980, Steve Garvey hit a 7,000 home run for the Dodgers. Not 7,000, can be. No. Maybe that was the 7,000 home run in baseball history, and it was, or maybe it was the 7,000 home run for the Dodgers in their history. Okay, I got you. Hit the 7,000 home run for the Dodgers. Maybe that's okay. All right. I was because I know Steve Garvey hit that many home runs. In 2014, the Los Angeles Kings beat the Chicago Blackhawks to advance to the Stanley Cup Final. It was the first time in NHL history that a team won a series in Game 7 on the road for the third consecutive series. And our quote of the day, a winner never whines. Paul Brown. A winner never whines. Interesting. Boy, some interesting stuff going on here. Some interesting stuff. We can get into it in a minute. Oh boy, some trades going down in the NFL. But before we get to that, let's get into the home front. Dragons, T-Wolves win national titles. High school national come to a close at RALD. 10 Bahamians reach NCAA championships. Excellent. And former BPF president David Stretch Morley passes away. Stretch, great guy. May you rest in peace, Stretch. Boy, so we've had I think it's the Lyford Key International School Dragons won the third straight senior girls national high school soccer title, while the Anatole Rogers Timberwolves captured their first on the senior boys side in the 2026 at the 2026 Sam P. Haven Junior National High School Soccer Championships. It was wrapped up Friday past. Anatole Rogers, listen. That is an accomplishment. Congratulations to the kids at Anatole Rogers. Great job. Congratulations to Lyford Key girls who won 3 in a row. They're unstoppable. That's a dynasty there. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to them. That's great stuff. And then we get some Bahamians in the NCAA Outdoor Championship. That is fantastic. That's great to hear. A quartet of Bahamians will compete in the women's 400 meters in Eugene out of the East, another 2 from the West. That's fantastic. And the sad news in sports with Stretch Molly was a great ambassador to the Bahamas. A great ambassador to the Bahamas. Wait, Stat Boy ain't calling yet? Stat Boy, you there?
Right up,
What's happening? What's happening, my brother? How you doing?
You know, I zoomed in. I was on mute waiting for you to cue me in. Everything's good. I got caught up a little bit, so apologies. I'm a little late, but I'm here now. And
not a problem. You know anybody? You know anybody in the Life of Key International School? You got friends there?
I know a couple of people there, yeah, on the girls' side and on the boys' side, mostly the girls' side. But yeah, I know a couple of them.
Okay.
And they've won 3 in a row out, like you said.
Oh.
Yeah, they're a dynasty, they're unstoppable.
Yeah.
A lot of talent going to go now because a lot of seniors graduating, but the program that they've built in place with that girls' soccer team, that could be unstoppable for a little while.
And then they play almost every Saturday and in other little leagues because my grandson plays with them. And I see a lot of girls playing.
I think it's Renegades they mostly do because they're Renegades Football Club.
Yeah.
And the Western Warriors for the boys mostly too because I have a homeboy who on that team as well.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a solid squad they have. That's solid. Like soccer is in good hands, you know. And if we put more focus into it, soccer could really grow in the Bahamas here. You got talent.
I know. Listen, my I got to brag, but my grandson Taylor and I got to rub this in. He's 8.
Got to.
He's 8 and he's playing with U11 kids. So he's playing with under 11 kids.
There you go.
And he's holding his own. I mean, you can see that they're bigger. A lot of them are bigger than him, but he's holding his own and he does well. And his papa's be so proud of him when he does that. So he loves soccer. He's got about 7 soccer balls.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm guilty of buying 1 or 2 of them, but
I got too much.
But he loves it. Messier is his favorite player. So let's let Taylor know Papa watching, and I'm so proud of him and helping grow the sport of soccer in the Bahamas. That's my 10 cents there. So NFL, the day is June 1st, the first day of free agency, and all proverbial stuff broke out today.
Well, it's the post-June 1st designations,
Yeah.
so teams could save their money.
Yeah, like we was talking
They
that.
had a lot of signings in March.
Yeah, and you know the Dolphins now can sign their draft picks, which could be about half. They got about $21 million this morning. They can spend about half of that on their 13 draft picks. So,
yep. It's been a big day with the trades. A big day.
So what's going on? Miles Garrett is now a Los Angeles Ram.
This is completely reminiscent of when they went all in 2021 to beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about the trade, though, is that the Browns get Jared Verse, who was a standout edge rusher for the LA Rams. He was the Defensive Rookie of the Year in 2024. So the Browns get him and a first-round pick, and Myles Garrett, the 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, in his prime years, finally has a chance to contend for a championship. This Rams team on paper, boy, nobody want to see them right now with Myles Garrett.
I know. Well, from Bleacher Report, they got an A+ for the trade.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The Cleveland Browns got a B+ on the trade.
I'd give them an A-, but a B+ is fair too.
All right. So, I mean, this is interesting. This is real interesting. So, Jared Verse, they gave, I don't know why Jared Verse gets to see aside from the Browns fans invested in Garrett's career, the biggest disappointment has to fall on Verse's shoulders. He just went from legitimate Super Bowl contender to a team that won just 1 playoff game this century. Oh, that's why they're giving us because he gone from I know I'll feel like sugar on the iced tea too if I gone from a potential Super Bowl champion to a team that probably won't even will be a lottery pick.
You lost the championship game by 4 points, and now you in Cleveland. Cleveland got a nice little future ahead of them, but the Rams, they're in prime position right now.
Yeah, they're one of the teams to look at for a Super Bowl this year. So I don't know. They look like the team that could be coming out of the NFC.
They really do.
That's interesting, though. I mean, I know there was talk that he was going to be traded, but I did not think he was going to the Rams.
Me neither. I was thinking, a team like Dallas could be in the mix. I was thinking other teams. But for the Rams to step up and do it, and it took 1 first-round pick, granted, they gave up a blue-chip prospect, because I'd go so far to call Jared Verse blue-chip for that Rams defense.
Okay.
But in comparison to Myles, no hate to Jared Verse, but it does pale in the comparison to a guy like Myles Garrett, who just had 23 sacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He just had 23 sacks and broke the all-time record, and now you add that to this Rams defense.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. Dolphins not playing them this year, right? Hopefully not.
Well, we'll have to recheck the schedule, but I mean, you already know that's a loss.
I know, but crap, it might be a beatdown, not a loss. I need to make sure my quarterback stays safe.
You're right, but that also helps in the tank efforts. So just hopefully,
we're not tanking. We're not tanking.
Malik Willis can stay healthy.
We're not tanking. We're just not good.
Okay, sure, yeah. Okay.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I mean, I thought the biggest story of the day would be Russell Wilson says he's leaving the NFL to become a CBS sports analyst this year for the NFL.
He should do a good job at that. He's very articulate. He understands the sport, and he speaks well.
But it's funny because there's like no official retirement, announcement. It's kind of akin to Larry Fitzgerald, who never really said, I'm retiring outright. I'm just going to not play football anymore. And then eventually everybody knows, okay, you're retired. You go into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it seems similar to that for Russ. Russ, I look at him. He should have a Hall of Fame career, but his later years are going to really, really be a challenge for him because it got so rough for him. But Russ in his prime was a dangerous man.
Yeah,
and I thought
was.
that would be the biggest story of the day. But as we know, an hour ago, the Patriots finally did what everybody thought they would do. They land A.J. Brown in a blockbuster deal.
And what did they all get? What did they give up for that?
They exchanged a 2028 first-round pick and a 2027 fifth-rounder. The Patriots gave that to the Eagles, and the Philadelphia Eagles have traded away A.J. Brown to Foxborough. He's going back with Mike Vrabel, who was his head coach in Tennessee for 4 seasons. They made a AFC championship together. They were the 1 seed together. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. And Drake May has a real weapon. I mean, Stephon Diggs, for all intents and purposes, was the best receiver last year. But now you get a guy who's a few years younger, in better shape, faster, and most importantly, doesn't have the off-the-field issues of a Stephon Diggs. Although the Patriots got some of those that they're dealing with from their head coach, but they ain't going to talk about that today. Okay. So they get A.J. Brown, they land him, and the AFC champions have gotten their number 1 threat for Drake May, who is an MVP candidate.
So the Eagles receive a 2028 first-round pick and a 27 fifth-round pick in the deal.
That's what they got, those 2 picks, and they traded A.J. Brown.
So they don't hurt themselves at all for 27, and that pick will probably be a top 20 pick?
Exactly. Because the Eagles are going to still be, I think,
a high
a playoff contending team.
Yeah, they should be a high 20 pick. So, I mean,
right.
That's interesting.
It's honestly a fair deal for both. I mean, I was still surprised A.J. Brown went for a first because, with that last season, he still broke 1,000 yards, but it was looking so rough at times for the potential that he's shown, especially in 2022 and 23. It's just surprising that he went for a deal that cheap, but last year really plays into that. Like last year he did not have his best year. They flamed out in the first round against San Francisco at home in the playoffs, and now A.J. Brown is on to the AFC champions, New England Patriots.
Oh boy!
We'll see how they do in that division in that conference this year.
But they set themselves up to get back to the Super Bowl.
But will they though? Because teams are going to get healthier, and it's not going to be as easy a path.
Yeah, because you're not playing a 4th place. You're not playing a 4th place schedule. You're playing a 1st place schedule this year. So you're playing all the big boys.
And Pearly, you've been saying that for the longest time, and you're correct. They have to play. I mean, last postseason, no Lamar, no Pat Mahomes, no Joe Burrow. They didn't even go through Josh Allen in that playoff run. They played the Broncos without Bo Nix. They played the Texans with C.J. Stroud just out there.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he was doing. And in the first round, they played the L.A. Chargers.
Yeah.
With Herbert, who also I don't know what he was doing either.
Yeah.
Because he's 0-3 in the postseason for his career. So time to get a playoff win under your belt. But it's going to be tougher to do that because the AFC champions have only shored up, especially on offense.
So the Giants lost their one of their draft picks got hurt one of the wide receivers got hurt last week, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. But I know who you're going to talk about today too, because I was surprised they signed him too.
So what the world is OBG?
But hey, I love to see it.
What is backup? What is he? Come on, man.
But purely for nostalgia purposes, now being objective, being stat boy, I'm going to say that this move likely is just for the veteran presence. For a guy like Malik Neighbors, they went to the same college, LSU. They play a very similar style of receiver, being from the same university. So that's just purely to mentor the young guys that they have in there. OBJ will get a couple of passes, a couple of little plays, but nothing crazy. But purely for the nostalgia purposes as a fan, I love to see this move because even though You know, I used to hate the Giants. I used to always pull behind the Cowboys with my dad. OBJ was spectacular, man.
He was. I mean, he was. That one-handed catch. They still using that in highlights.
That is the most hyped catch ever. I don't know if I'm to say this is the greatest catch ever, but for the impact it had on even sports pop culture, man, I love to see it. I love to see it. Like OBJ back with the Giants, back with Harbaugh, because people forget 2 years ago, 3 seasons ago actually, because it's 2026 now. He was with the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
Played with Lamar, played under John Harbaugh. The year that we were supposed to win everything.
Yeah.
We fell short. We choked to the Chiefs. But OBJ was that veteran presence and could still have those, pop-off games. There was a Thursday night game against the Bengals that we won where he had 4 catches for 116 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah.
So he still has some of those, abilities in him. Maybe not so much now because since the Dolphins stint and a year off of football, it might be a little bit different. But for nostalgia purposes, I love to see OBJ
he
back
should
in the
be
Big Apple.
completely
Really
healthy.
do.
He should be completely healthy now, being off so long.
I agree. Yes.
I don't know, boy. I don't know.
No, I love it. As a fan, I love it. I saw that and I thought, wow, OBJ's back.
I mean, come on, that's the best wide receiver you could find. I mean, I'm just.
Well, they have Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
So and they have Scotabo.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's gonna be come in there and be the guy he was 10 years ago, but he's just that veteran presence they need back home.
So
sometimes I think that really helps players.
He's coming to bring that veteran presence, that leadership.
I think so as well, because even look at it in the NBA. Dame Lillard went to the Bucks to try to chase a title. It didn't work out. Goes back to Portland. He didn't even play all of last year. Still won a 3-point contest on no Achilles. But just him being there, those boys made the playoffs. And Portland was not even expected on anyone's radar to make the playoffs, let alone the 7th seed in that playing game. So sometimes those moves like that can really bolster a team to push forward for the future. So that's what I think this is.
Okay. All right. I just can ride with that one. It will. Let's put it. It'll keep people interested in talking about the Giants.
It will, yes.
Yeah.
Because they're a team looking to make a playoff push this year, even though I still think they're a year away. But with Harbaugh and those boys in there, we'll see what they do.
And then the Giants also signed Juju?
They did, yes. Juju Smith-Schuster, who's been with the Chiefs, who's been with the Patriots before, been with a litany of teams, now in the Big Blue out there in New York, East Rutherford, New Jersey, MetLife Stadium. It's going to be fun to watch that Giants team because they're putting it all together now.
Okay.
All together.
And then I see Samori Tor signed with the Eagles, the ex-Packers wide receiver.
Yep, he did. That was one of the more low-key moves. But the Eagles always go for those gadget guys and those guys who make plays in space or a big play over the top when their receivers are doubled. But it's the Smitty show, Devontae Smith, and the Makai Lemon show in Philadelphia now.
And then
the first-round pick they got.
And then another former Dolphin signing with the Giants, Braxton Berrios.
Braxton Berrios went to the Giants today.
Yeah,
I did not see that.
I got a 1-year deal with them.
That likely is for, to return the punts and, be a gadget player. But the Giants made a lot of signings. They took Isaiah Likely from us.
Yeah.
They took Pat Ricard from us. They took a couple of defensive pieces from us. They took our punter, Jordan Stout. All these guys went to go follow Harbaugh. Now you throw OBJ in the mix, who's a former Giant and a former Harbaugh guy. This
That's right. I forgot that, yeah.
Right. Like the chemistry of the team could be something that's really, really good because they basically did how y'all did a lot of Packers moves because the Packers came into Miami.
Yeah.
Giants basically did a bunch of Ravens moves.
Because he's comfortable with certain them, and he has certain roles that he's need played. He's comfortable with certain players, so I guess that's what he did.
Absolutely. And hey, more power to them for doing it. I hate that they did it because my team got a little bit weaker in the process. But then again, we have some saucy Mark Andrews go at this point. But hey, we'll ride it out with him. We already paid him. Let's see what he could do.
Yeah, I guess so. Your dad is saying hi.
Hey, tell my pause I said what's up. Good to hear from you, Dad. Keep getting better.
Yeah, I spoke to him earlier today. Says he's feeling a lot better. So, we'll see. Hopefully he'll be home soon.
Oh, absolutely. And the LA Rams, too, interestingly enough, with them, the Super Bowl is in SoFi again this year. You remember the last Super Bowl they won was also in SoFi Stadium. So, boy, this could be a very, very interesting storyline-led NFL year.
Yeah.
Especially for the Rams.
Yeah.
That's what it's looking like it's going to be.
And the Giants. It's going to be interesting talk. I think with Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh, that's going to be some conversation to be had.
It's his last year, but the Steelers,
If the Dolphins perform, because some people are saying they may not be as bad as you think they will be. They'll still be bad, but they'll be a lot more competitive. So maybe the Dolphins will do a lot more than people expect. I'll be so mad if they go win like 10 games. I'll be so upset.
Hold on. You said 10 games? All right, come on up early.
I'd be very pissed off if they win 8.
That's not happening either. The best you get is 5.
That probably so. That probably so. But I mean, I like what the Dolphins. I like what half of them are doing. I understand what they're doing. I'm not going to be coming into the season expecting. And I want Dolphin fans, don't be expecting nothing major this year.
No,
don't expect it
next year.
To expect to lose every game, and hopefully you'll win some. But they're not going to be a very good team this year, and mainly because the Dolphins got no money to bring any players in. They got $21 million right now to spend, and they've done a good job of bringing in some second and third tier players who can battle, who can manage, who will give you a good fight for $1 million here. I don't think they sign anybody for more than $3 million a year.
Which is what you want because they're laying the groundwork. And then next year, Miami's always going to be a free agent destination based on the fact of the climate.
Yeah.
Purely that.
Yeah.
Just the climate of the city. So I wouldn't even stress that too much this year. Once you get money to spend, you make your aggressive pushes.
Yeah.
Might have to overpay for some pieces to get them to come to a team that's in a rebuild. But once they're there, then you start balling. And it's all about Malik Willis this year, too, because if receivers and tight ends and running backs see that he has promise, they'll go. And to pair up with A-Chain, too, come on.
Hey, I agree.
So I wouldn't expect nothing major this year of Miami, but it's all about next year because it's so rare to see a team full of, like, expansion pieces or just, like, pieces, that are just backup worthy or practice squad worthy, make a push. I'm not saying that's what the Dolphins are, but this is groundwork. These are depth pieces that next year when you bring in some big names, the team is built.
Yeah, I agree.
All about the rebuild.
I agree. So, I know we didn't get an MLB, so we tried getting that quickly before we go. But your Yankees did something spectacular yesterday.
Did they now? I was a bit busy. I couldn't catch it. I have to go and look at it.
They scored, I think, 10 runs before the first out in one inning yesterday.
We won 13-8, though. I mean, come on. We should have. Yeah, we put 13 runs up in the inning. That was all we needed to do.
Yeah, they put it up in one inning, and that was fantastic. That was a record. That nobody else has ever done before. I forgot. I think they were the first team to score 10 plus runs in an inning before recording an out, and that ain't happened since 2009.
Crazy. Jazz didn't even play yesterday.
No, he didn't. Oh, he didn't play yesterday.
No, I'm looking at the ball. We didn't even have any home runs. This is just pure base running and hitting.
Yeah.
Ben Rice with 4 RBIs. He went 2 for 5. Judge with an RBI. He went 1 of 4. Cody Bellinger 2 for 4. This is just production from the guys.
That's right.
Volpe went 2 for 4 with an RBI. If Volpe could do that consistently, or 1 for 3 with an RBI and get a stolen base here and there, whatever,
and
I will take it.
Yeah.
I will take it.
Yeah, that's a lot because he has good D.
Scored 2 runs as well.
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. But my Dodgers totally demolished the Phillies last night, 9-1. It's like everybody was getting a hit.
That. Yep.
Like everybody was getting a hit last night. I think just about everybody. I think Betts was who didn't have a hit last night, but he did get an RBI.
That's all you need.
Yeah. No, he didn't get. He scored a run. Sorry, he scored a run. He got a walk.
Exactly. Production. Yeah. Sometimes you don't even need to hit the ball. If you get on base, you steal bags. Your defense, that'll keep you around. And y'all are right there on the Braves, who are 40-20. Y'all are 38-21.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we had our rookie infielder, outfielder Ryan Ward hit his first home run yesterday. That was fun. That was great.
There you go.
And before we go, let's take this call. I'll call you on there.
Hey, Boyle, what's happening?
What's happening, Mr. Yankee? You got 30 seconds, Mr. Yankee. You got 30 seconds.
I was very disappointed with the finish with that game last night.
Yeah, a win is a win, man. What you worrying about the finish?
Our major problem is that bullpen. We got to deal with that next month.
You better
we got to sort that out because we have enough frontline pitching to carry us to that point.
You got good starting pitching.
Cam pitching tonight. He's 7-2.
Yeah.
So he's looking for his 8th win of the season.
Yeah.
And then behind him will come Cole. So we good. Then you'll have Rodon. Then you got Warren. So we good.
Yeah.
In the pitching aspect, we good. Once we can keep a team with 3 or less run, we win.
Yeah, you did give up 3 runs in the first inning to them, and then you held them.
Excellent.
And then they scored 4 runs on you in the 7th and 8th inning.
Bullpen that give up that 5 runs.
Yeah.
5 runs from the pen.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
that's the situation we got to deal with. You know, if an animal.
Oh boy, your boy Hill.
We got to win the championship because we got enough front line pitching to take us straight through, but we got to address the bullpen.
Okay.
That's priority number 1.
All right, we'll see what happens.
I deal with that.
All right, and then we got a run now. All right. Thanks for calling the pitch. That's Mr. Yankee. Start boy quickly. Dodgers. Let's take about 3 because we got to go. Dodgers Diamondbacks. I like the Dodgers tonight. Sheehan pitching.
Yeah, give me LA to win that game too.
Tigers Rays. I like the Rays tonight.
Yeah, give me Tampa Bay. I hate to say it, but give me Tampa Bay.
And then you got the Mets Mariners.
Give me the Mariners to win. They've been heating up recently.
Yeah, I'll take the Mariners tonight. And finally, Giants Brewers.
Give me the Brewers.
I'll take the Brewers too. There you have it.
I like the Brewers to win that.
There you have it. Thanks a lot. This has been Pearly here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, filling in for Naughty today. Thank you for the calls. Thank you for the texts. Thank you for the listening. Special thanks out to Stat Boy. He's been joining me for the 5 o'clock sports hour. He's really a good stat brother. Thank you so much, my brother. Naughty, get well soon. We'll talk to you soon. This is Pearly saying so long. See you soon.
KFC has a bold new flavor you'll love. Introducing the all-new Barbecue Rap Star. We're talking a juicy chicken breast filet, fried to golden crisp perfection, covered in sweet and smoky barbecue sauce, topped with cheese, then wrapped in a delicious toasted tortilla with flavor in every bite. Go spicy or keep it original. Either way, it's a star for a reason. The new Barbecue Rap Star is the star of the menu at KFC Nassau. Get yours today at any KFC Nassau location.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place, is your place, is your place.
Craving something bold, fresh, and unforgettable? Tropical Gyros is your flavor-packed escape, a Carib-Greek fusion born right here in Nassau. From juicy grilled salmon, chicken, and pork gyros to loaded bowls, fresh salads, wings, and more. There's something for every craving. Find Tropical Gyros at any of their locations, JFK Plaza, Rosetta Street, Port Lucaya Freeport, or their franchise spots on Prince Charles Drive, Soldier Road West, Delaport, and Carmichael Road. Tropical Gyros, not just good food, it's an experience.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
You tell Victor Wembanyama. It was an honor to be nominated for the MVP award.
That's a different story, though.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah. He was nominated. He was a finalist for the MVP award. Didn't win it. Watched Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being awarded it.
Probably didn't even earn it.
His face.
Also, didn't even come in second.
Whatever.
Jokic was second.
He watched himself not win it.
All
he did was go ahead and torch the place in winning game 1 of the Western Conference Finals that had written all over it. And at the end of the day, we got the 7th game, as you know, on Saturday night, requiring Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs and all of their fans sitting back at home and all the nuns that were rooting for him to sit there and hope for another victory in Oklahoma City, that they would have to, at the end of the day, after the regular season and the playoffs, have to beat a 64-win Oklahoma City team for an 8th time.
Wow. Got shot 9 times.
Okay?
Still alive.
That's how many shots it took to take out the Oklahoma City Thunder, but they came out with an intensity that you could see in the first quarter that would be difficult for Oklahoma City without 2 of their more talented players again. It would be tough for them to match that intensity, and they did. They did, taking their first lead of the game late in the first half. And then the second half hit. Man, if the San Antonio Spurs aren't young and terrific and arriving. That's the word that you can use for the San Antonio Spurs now. Arriving. And in terms of Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle and everybody on this team not named Victor Wembanyama of a certain age, they are arriving. Now, you could say Victor Wembanyama arrived the minute he landed in America as a professional athlete for the first time.
Out of the spaceship, you mean?
Correct. This dunk on Chet Holmgren in the first quarter. This is what made me think the Spurs were arriving in Game 7. Especially since Chet Holmgren essentially disappeared from this moment. Unfortunately for him and Oklahoma City fans.
Got body snatched.
Essentially disappeared. Two shots. Two.
I said 2 shots. 2 shots.
A stat line that is unacceptable for Game 7. In fact, the only thing that Chet Holmgren made it seem like he was actually there for Game 7, that he was participating in Game 7, is the number 7 on his jersey. Because the Spurs took him out. Victor Wembanyama took him off his game. And then the second half hit. And despite a third quarter in which the Spurs were clearly the better team, Oklahoma City somehow, some way, kept it a tie third quarter, 24 points for each. And the fourth quarter is when things essentially wrap things up for the Spurs.
Brockman, look at that picture.
Where Wembanyama was like, I will take I will lean over and look at him eye to eye.
Rich, he's bent over at the waist. His knees are bent, and he's still bigger than Shaq.
Yeah.
He is the man.
This is the truth. He is the truth. And the fourth quarter hit, and Champagnie was popping threes. 6 of 10 for 3.
What a night.
And Keldon Johnson really was the kid who made corner threes, made shots fourth quarter. He was terrific. De'Aaron Fox getting it done in 36 minutes, gutting it out on a high ankle sprain that we all know he was battling through. And despite 35 points from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the San Antonio Spurs prevail. And they were the worthy winner. Worthy winner. The better team. The team on the rise. Can you believe that there's another better team on the rise than Oklahoma City, which was for the last 2-3 years, rightfully so, the avatar for NBA, team on the rise. Good luck trying to beat them.
Facts.
Good luck with them having more Clipper first-round choices in their back pocket to put on the table.
They took
add to their stable of young stars like SGA, who they got from the Clippers. Mm-hmm. Sorry to keep bringing that up.
I mean, it's part of the story, though. You know?
And the story goes, the story is, for this team, right? Good luck trying to beat them. Knick fans who are out on 7th Avenue after beating the Cavs in Game 1, coming back from 22-point downs, chanting, "We want Wemby." Okay. Dylan Harper, 20 years old. Stephon Castle, 21 years old. Victor Wembanyama, 22 years old. Champagnie, 24 years old. And Vassell, 25. He's the OG. He's the graybeard.
25. They have Harrison Barnes.
Okay. So, Wembanyama was overcome with emotion after the game.
That was cool. Yeah.
And just pouring out at age 22. Like a guy who's been spending 22 years of his career and has finally reached the mountaintop. That's the way he was acting. Like it's taken him all this time to get here.
Right.
Which is another reason why you want to root for him and you love watching him. And then this reaction when he was asked afterwards what it would like to win the Larry O.B., the nickname of the Larry O'Brien Trophy, given to the champions of the NBA.
Winning the Larry O'Brien, it's a childhood dream. And having a real shot at it, having a chance, tangible chance at winning it, at realizing a dream, it's a chance. It's a lifetime chance, you never know when it's gonna happen again. But it's, the day we win it, speaking for myself, it's gonna be an amazing day of realization of a dream, It's hard to put into words. It's almost like the meaning of my life,
Oh, my goodness gracious. We want Wemby. Chance, give me a break.
Yeah, but Rich, isn't this where the Knicks put this in their locker room and he just said, when we win it?
I know,
so now
it's
you're the
great.
Knicks and you're like, oh, he's already looked past this.
I know, and normally you'd take a player to task saying, when we win, oh, you just gave him bulletin board material. Well, when you're larger than the bulletin board, just, sitting down, and your game is getting better and better and better. Good luck. I think the Knicks can still win this, and I'll, at some point, if not today, depending on how NFL news breaks, get to that where the Knicks match up, I think, well with this team.
I'm still going with the Knicks.
I got you. But hearing him talk like that, that is such a unique athlete and human, and the Spurs have arrived well earlier than anybody else could have expected.
Much earlier. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. With Mitch Johnson taking over for Greg Popovich after he suffers a stroke, and how's this going to work? That Pop was the one who was supposed to be there for the kid and whispering in his ear and bringing him along. And Mitch Johnson, after the game, was asked about the experience, as I mentioned. Once again, the ages. Harper, 20 years old, Castle, 21, Wemby, 22, Champagnie, 24, Vassell, 25. And this young coach blending it all together with De'Aaron Fox. I didn't even mention him. He's the graybeard. And this is this remarkable coach and what he's been able to cook up for this team to take them to the NBA Finals here and now.
As I said earlier, experience a lot of times is used in the form of best used or the lack thereof when you need it the most. And people don't talk about as much the habits, the character, the togetherness, the competitive response, the things we talk about in these media sessions every single day. And this team has now been pretty damn consistent for a long time, for over 100 games for the most part. And so I'll take those things with the experience that we've gone through when you want to look back in terms of how we started the year, how we got to the Cup on the road versus Denver and LA, what we did in the Cup, playing these guys around Christmas time a few times, expectations. We've played in 3 playoffs without Victor, without Fox, multiple games. I don't know who has as much experience as we do this year in the season of 2025, 2026.
Yeah, the experience they've had now is just as valuable as the experience everyone thinks they need. And the focus, the locked-in focus from Wembanyama saying what he says about what it means to win, and the team focused on making sure they're not being taken down by what they don't have, but what they have together collectively. And the focus of this coach to keep them all together. The focus of this coach to keep them on the straight and narrow, even though apparently when he's at home games, he's got a produce section sitting behind him. I said that. Wow. I see all the memes.
Kind of hard to miss him.
Focus of fans to all show up wearing the same thing.
I don't know if we can do that.
In the certain sections. I say to all of them in San Antonio, congratulations. I tip the cap.